What's up, my visitors?
Welcome to the
studio.
show. Definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night. We're going to be smoking some cigars, and one of us has a very special cigar. And we're going to
No, I didn't bring out that one. Sorry. I lied. I told him I was smoking something different, but I switched it up.
So we're going to be smoking a cigar, and we're going to be testing out the Vinnie Abbina Craft Sipping Soda. So with no further ado, let's kick it off.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so sipping soda, we're back.
Yeah, let's go over what the flavor is.
All right, so this one is the Vinnie. It's got allspice, ginger, molasses, and herbs.
I have my doubts about this one, but the other two were exceptionally good. Especially that first one was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
We have, let's put it this way, we like them well enough. We have actually purchased more.
Yes.
To be shipped to us. We will also
almost got it. A little spillage, and we got our nice frosted glasses, and these are my brand new Spear clear ices.
They're a little long for these cups, though.
It's not really.
It's melting down now.
It's not really long. It's like too wide. It doesn't go all the way down.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I had a little spill.
Because it's causing me to spill too, and I don't have a towel, so.
Oh well, we're just gonna have to wing it.
Yeah.
So again, the craft sipping sodas, the Abbina Craft Sipping Sodas, were created by a Pravada member. We'll probably put his name up here because I can't remember his name. But he made them, again, specifically designed for tasting with different things like cigars or steak or something that, you know, it's a very good flavor. It's strong flavored, and it's for non-alcoholic drinks. When you want to have a strong flavored drink.
When you want a drink that you can sip on. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure you could add some alcohol to this and it would be fire just as well.
Oh, especially that first one. What was it? The Candlewood? Candlewood. I know we just released a video not too long ago where we were reviewing the Royale, and I called that first, the Candlewood, I called it about 13 different names.
What are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking the Pravada. Oh, man, we are a mess right now. Spilling our drinks, dropping our lighters. This is the Scrooge from Pravada Cigar Club. Of course, Pravada, because fanboy number one here. And yeah, so it's the Scrooge. I can't remember what month it's from. I'll probably put up a card.
Now, this is a new one on me, so I'm not sure exactly. It's Garcia and Garcia. It's called My Father, and it's La Bayou.
My
1922.
My Father, I believe that's AJ Fernandez.
I've been told that it is an absolute excellent cigar. It is an AJ Fernandez. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've heard good things about it.
That is interesting in a good way. The Royale wasn't my favorite. I like vanilla a lot. And the strange thing is, I'm not a big fan of ginger, but this drink, this is good. I really like this one. And look at that clear ice. Look at that. Clear ice, man.
It's always hard to get it even burn with that fan.
Oh man, that's good. Now I wish I would have ordered a couple more of these. I ordered a couple extra of the Candlewood. The Candlewood. I ordered a couple extra of the Candlewood because I like that the most. Well, we like that the most. This one's pretty good. You like ginger. This is pretty good.
I do like ginger beer.
So we're gearing up for the weekend. We got a big weekend coming up.
Father's Day weekend.
Father's Day weekend. We're filming this. Today we just got finished doing.
It won't air on Father's Day.
No, it will not air on Father's Day. But we're filming this on Father's Day. Remember, I work overseas, so we have to do batch recordings and stuff. So we're trying it out. So today we just got finished doing our smoked salmon. Tomorrow we're going to do some pork butts for pulled pork. And Sunday we're going to be doing our fish boil.
Yes.
So, what do we want to talk about today?
Let's what were we talking about on our last show that we wanted to go more into depth on this show?
Well, we were talking about fixing up the bike. We were talking about how we were going to explore and try to go to different places once a week. What do you think of it?
It's very mild, but I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't like it quite as much as the first one, but I might like this one more than the second one.
I definitely do.
But it's a very mild flavor. It's got that little bit of ginger beer. Almost has a, even though it's a ginger beer, kind of ginger flavor, it also has a little bit of a root beerish kind of root flavor too. Even
the molasses and allspice.
Yeah, it's probably the molasses.
Some herbs. I don't know what herbs they are, but damn, I tell you what. We touched on this the last Abbina episode, but when I first saw it, it was like sipping soda. It sounded kind of strange. And then when we had the first one, we were like, "Oh, I'm sold."
I thought it sounded like hokum. I thought these things are going to taste like just total ass.
Yeah, kind of like the craft beer, like
I thought Czech soda.
Yeah.
Was going to be a step up from these things. They're solid, man.
They're
all day
good.
long. I would order these at a restaurant. I would keep these in my pantry or in my bar.
Oh, we're definitely going to be keeping it in the bar. This is so good.
Would have no problem keeping a full range stock of them, of all their flavors so far.
We've been exploring the idea of doing like a cocktail thing where we, because I don't like ginger beer. I like ginger ale, but not ginger beer. So we were going to explore some cocktails that called for ginger beer using Ale 8, which is a ginger ale from Ohio.
Kentucky. It's from Kentucky, but it's now when I was young, it was only sold in Kentucky. But since I've gotten older and you've went up to Michigan and stuff, it is actually sold in Ohio.
I think maybe Michigan, but I didn't look for it.
Maybe Tennessee, northern Tennessee.
However, we recently discovered that they sell them at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, they actually sell them in Cracker Barrel, and you can buy them online and have them shipped directly to you. And they have a few different flavors, but their original Ale 8 is my favorite, and I believe it's Are You Late or something, but everybody just calls it Ale 8.
Yeah. But I'm thinking this here would go great with some cocktails.
Like a late one. That's what it stands for. A late one or something like that.
Starting my life. Man, that's so good. I really like that one.
Yeah, this wouldn't do as good for a ginger-themed whiskey drink or anything, or alcoholic drink, because I think the ginger is a little too mild to combat the alcohol. But I think if you put a clear alcohol in this, probably vodka would be where I would go. Maybe even the right rum.
Yeah.
Would go nice, and that's probably about where I would.
What do you think? What do you think a mule would be with it?
Well, that would be vodka.
Vodka.
All you'd add different. The problem is with Moscow mules, you usually put that little bit of mint leaf in there, and I think that would blow out the flavor palette because it is a very soft flavor. And anything too strong is going to take over that delicate flavor.
He's probably right. This might just be if you like ginger. If you like ginger ale, this is...
But I see what they were going for. They wanted to take a drink that normally you would want to mix with something, unless you like really harsh, like Canadian Dry or ginger ale, and make it into something that is worth sipping, where the flavor is mild enough that you can enjoy it as just a nice little sipper.
This is definitely a winner. So yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Your sipper's down.
Oh no, not the sipper. You know what SIPR stands for, right? Well, in the military-wise, SIPR is the secret internet where all the secret information is transmitted.
Nice.
It's usually held in like a SCIF and secured area.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting information. I think one of the other things we were talking about earlier on our last show was that we didn't go into depth on was it the motorcycle and the repairs and and all that. As everybody knows, if you follow us on all our social medias, that Jeffrey came home just like 2 weeks ago.
A little bit under 2 weeks ago.
He posted on the way over that he was headed home and that he was going to take the motorcycle driving training course, which he did. It's a 2-day course that gives you enough knowledge to get your license and enough knowledge to be able to start riding on the road and with traffic to build your skill level. So we have his motorcycle that used to be his son's, that I have been housing for the last 5 years, but because we've just been housing it with no idea of when anybody's going to ride it, we had to do some work. His son had lightly laid it down at a stoplight, so we have to replace like a couple cosmetic things, mirror and a clutch lever bracket, and some spark plugs because they got torn out of their boots. And then spark plug wires, I mean.
And then it sat for
replace the battery. So we got a little bit of tinkering to do on it. We already ordered the parts.
Yep. Which sucks because it's a very old bike. It's a 21-year-old bike now?
Yeah, it's 21 years old. They've actually canceled. All right, so this bike has 4 spark plug wires and 4 spark plugs. It has 2 mediums, a short and a long for the routing. Well, they have discontinued making one of the medium cables. So now we're having to buy 2 of the long cables and creatively route it to be able to even put new spark plug wires on.
And when we say
bike.
we're not saying we.
Oh yeah, it's me and my brother.
I am very
available.
not
If not, then
mechanically
just me.
I said mechanically inclined. I can talk. I've learned.
He can't do it. He can't say it.
Yeah, that's how far off I am. But we had for at least 4 years. I've been saying I'm going to get my license. At least 4 years. I've always wanted to ride. All the time. I've always wanted to ride, but I've always wanted a sport bike. Now that I'm older, I realize, A, I'm too old to be going that stupid fast. B, it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm a short guy, and I'd have to lay down. I'm older, and we want to do long rides. We're talking about doing hours-long rides.
Yeah, we're talking 7-8 hours in the saddle with just minimal breaks.
Yeah.
We're talking, putting down 700 to 1,200 miles in 3 days.
So
we're talking some decent amount of riding with a little bit of sightseeing and enjoyment and some food and
video.
drinks, which anybody who watches the show knows. We like to eat, we like to drink, we like to smoke cigars, so there'll always be time for that. But we're going to add some shows. We're going to run the GoPros and the phones and bring the camera along for when we set up, so we'll be able to do some shows and incorporate all that.
Now, for the first rides, my first ride, as soon as we get the bike fixed up, my first ride, I'm going to be doing nothing but riding. I'm not going to concentrate on anything else. They will be handling the recording. But hopefully get some time under, and the next couple rides we do, I'll get a GoPro set up, and I can, put it on my helmet so that I don't need to worry about anything. Just look where I want to record. Just record stuff. And
I personally think you should go ahead and buy the GoPro, mount that thing to the front of his helmet, and video what it's like to be a person learning to ride the motorcycle without. You don't have to talk on it. It can just be done in either fast motion or slow motion, depending on what they're doing. But just kind of get it through the eyes of a new guy, like what you're looking at, what your worries are.
Bet.
I just think that might be a better way to go. I think it'd be interesting. It might show people like, hey, look, it's okay to be a little nervous and to be cautious and to be mindful of what you're doing out there.
I will be ordering a GoPro either tonight or tomorrow. Done. How dare you dare me, sir?
Well, all right, let's call it a dare. But because I think you need me to call it a dare.
Please.
But then we'll also have my GoPro mounted either handheld or mounted onto my bike. And then also our producer, as you know, who is my girlfriend, and his ex-wife will be on the back of my bike, and she will typically run her phone. So we'll be able to get some pretty decent three different angles, and we'll mount them. And I would like to mount them at different spots on the bike so we get different views of the ride.
It's not going to be a terribly long ride because we are going to be that day we're going to be doing smoking a turkey. So,
yeah. The first ride will be very short.
Yeah, but I'm going to be riding as soon as it gets up. I'm going to be riding, getting some experience on it, just getting used to it.
Yeah, we'll be riding out for probably the next 2 or 3 weekends. We'll do at least some riding every weekend. He may do a little weekday riding when I'm not available due to work.
Because
and
he doesn't
then
care.
when he comes home in November, well, I can't quit my job for you. I already took every weekend off.
Listen, I just took the motorcycle course, okay? And this guy he elected to go to work and get paid over coming to record my class. You know, so best friend.
Look, I wish I could have had that day off because I know you and the viewers would have loved to see that shit.
No, it would have been first.
Because I would have loved to see it.
First of all, it was absolutely freaking miserable. It rained the entire time. There was not a moment where it didn't rain. And we were soaked to the bone.
Well, I did like that it rained on you the whole time you were riding, because not only does that increase the intensity of the learning process, but I also am a daily rider, and I had to ride to and from work during those times. So I was drenched because I didn't take my riding gear, and it's just was what it was.
Yeah, we were.
But I was glad to know somebody else was out there suffering alongside me.
The cool part was, I mean, like, so when I first started, I thought it was amazing. And for those people who either haven't done it for a long time or are thinking about getting there, going to the course, I thought I was blown away. The first thing we do on the bike, at least with the course I did, we did it at Treasure Coast over here at the mall. Was it Treasure Coast Mall?
Yeah, they do it at the mall local to our area called Treasure Coast Mall. And they do it in the back lot in a section that's like they have a service road that goes around all the parking area, but then beyond that service area, they have some little overflow parking. And they do the course out there in the back under the overflow parking. They have tents and trailers and the motorcycles and all that. And they just do the class out there. And it's 2 days. It's either 2 days during the week or 2 days during the weekend.
Now you do the actual classroom stuff you do online.
But I wonder if they do the online stuff for the classroom on the weekends where they have more time.
I think
or if it's only a
everything
weekday thing.
is online now.
Maybe it makes sense to just unify it, but
we have to still take the written.
Because my son took the test. What was it? Maybe 7-8 months ago. My youngest son took it and got his motorcycle license, and at that point they were still doing the entire class on site. So within a year they switched it.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy because I always said, since I have a hard time, I haven't had any luck, let's just put it that way, of finding people that are of the same ride style and activity enjoyment level that I am to ride with. I haven't really nailed down a lot of people since I left the sport bike group, and also since a lot of my friends have since either gotten rid of their bikes or moved off due to wanting to buy homes and stuff, which, no problem with that. But so I said jokingly that I was going to create my own club, create my own crew of riders. My brother rides, my 2 nephews ride, actually 3 of my nephews ride, now my son rides, but I had bikes in my garage. I've had 3 bikes in my garage for over 5 years.
Yeah.
And only one of them is a riding bike and a daily rider. The other 2 have literally not moved out of the garage other than to be backed out, washed, and put back in the garage for the last 5 years until 7-8 months ago when my son started riding his bike.
Yeah.
And he's got him a nice little all black or not all black, it's black and chrome, little kind of like a Dyna style Harley. I obviously have my bike, and then Jeffrey has his son's old Honda Shadow 750, which we keep around, are going to continue to keep around as a learning bike. We have a daughter and some other kids.
Everybody to be riding.
We're friends who want to ride. Yeah. And it works 2 purposes. It's there for them when they get their license, so they can learn on it. It's a cheap bike, not worth a lot of money. It's in great condition.
And then let's say like we're going out for a ride or something, and somebody's like, "Oh, I want to ride, but I don't have a bike."
Yeah, one of my friends from the bike group who's currently without a bike wants to go. Like, we do a ride down here, which we have planned sometime soon. They call it the Lake Okeechobee ride or the Lake O ride. We're planning on doing one of those, and I will reach out to one of my friends who's local, who I would love to do some more riding with. I haven't rode with in years, and be like, "Hey, I have a bike. It's only a 750." Because we were riding leader bikes, sport bikes, so and see if he would be interested, because I'd love to have him along for the ride.
So it's going to take a little bit of time, but for those of you who are local, next year, plan on joining us, because you're going to be following my adventure learning and love to have you with us when we do some of that. We are definitely going to do. I mean, so okay. Getting back to the riding in the class, the first thing you do, you get on the bike and they teach you how to use the clutch and use like they called it the friction zone, right where you ease off the clutch and the bike starts to roll, starts to move on its own power.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger guy. These bikes were 250s, so I was sitting there trying to figure out why I kept stalling, like it wasn't moving. Finally, I have to give it some gas. So, but the first thing that we did was we do this like walk. You know, you get it and it starts rolling and you just kind of waddle with it, you walk with it. Then, by the start of the next day, he says climb on your bike, and we all climb on our bikes, start it up and roll out. In a day, we go from walking the bike to actually riding it. It was kind of mind-blowing. It was kind of crazy. I enjoyed it. There were a couple points I was getting a little frustrated. The tight turns and stuff. You know, I've never been on. I've been on a bike one time, and that was just like a lap. You know, so getting the realization that okay, they tell you don't fixate on shit. They tell you look where you want to go. Well, I get it. I understand it. They tell you when you're doing tight turns, kind of squeeze the tank so that you know you're not going to fall and just go for it. Well, when I first got on it, I was like, I don't know. It feels like I'm falling, and I wasn't comfortable. But damn it, when you turn your head and look at where you freaking want to go, and squeeze the tank, you don't fall. You go.
Yep.
So when you listen to your damn instructor, it actually works.
Well, that's the thing you'd like to tell people. It's like, look, bikes are designed when in motion to stay upright. They are literally built to do that. The faster you go, the harder they are to lean over. Anybody who's ever run sport bikes at high speeds knows you're going over 100. It is hard to get that bike to lean.
Yeah.
Like it definitely, you have to desire that bike to turn. It doesn't just flop over. It's not like riding, you know, a little 10-speed or something at a slow crawl, or even when you first take off on the bike. They're built to stay upright. So as long as you, and I always tell people is look, trust the bike, trust what it's built to do. You learn to value your bike, almost become one with the bike, but then you learn to trust it. You put it into motion, you trust that it's going to do what it's supposed to do in any given situation.
The funniest part that I found from the class, when we were riding and we had to do the S-turns. It wasn't the serpentine like in line. It was kind of like it was like a snake. It wasn't just in line. So I was riding and I was having a little bit of trouble at first. And the instructor came up to me and he goes, "Do you know how to dance?" And I told him the truth. Not really. I'm not really a dancer. And he looked at me and said, "It shows."
Yeah, we're right here. This is us.
Yep. So my hips don't move. I don't know. My hips lie a lot.
His hips lie like motherfuckers.
They lie all the time. So he was like, "Listen, just drive in a straight line and move your hips." Walk. He said, "Sway like a lady." So I did that, and I was like, "Damn, bike moves when you do it."
Yep.
So literally the next time through, I went through it fine. And he even said, you know, like he was like, "That now you're riding." And I was, I don't know, man. I'm so excited about this whole thing. I cannot wait to get on the bike. Can't wait to ride around. Can't wait to learn more.
I am super excited also. I know he doesn't think I am because I'm not that over-the-top bubbly, like, gushy type. But I'm super excited. I'm super happy and proud for him, and know that he's
Story
been a long
time.
time coming.
Yesterday, we went to celebrate a birthday of a friend, and we went to go. And on the way there, my wife asked me, she's like, "What are you thinking?" Because, you know, I was quiet. I'm never quiet. Anybody who knows me, I don't shut up. But she's like, "What are you doing? What are you thinking about?" And I'm like, I'm a little salty. And she's like, "Salty? Why?" And I'm like, Travis isn't nearly as excited as I thought he would be that I got my license. You know, I'm like, I'm hyper, I'm gung-ho for it. And he's just like, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it." I'm like, "Come on, man, get excited with me. This is 4.5 years in the making." And to hear him say that actually feels pretty good. I've been a
Yeah,
little.
I don't have.
I've been a little salty about it.
I don't know what. Would you say there's something that I get overly excited about? I'm not that bubbly. Like, oh my gosh, wait.
Okay, one thing.
Oh my goodness.
There's one thing. I don't care what he says. I don't care what she says because I know it's the truth. The week leading up to me coming home.
I do get excited. I don't get bubbly and gushy,
Yes,
but
he
I'm
does.
definitely stoked for him to come home. Listen. It is exhausting when he's here. We go at 110 miles an hour every day. And I do this while maintaining a full-time job.
Yeah.
And he's on a month-long vacation. So the minute I'm off of work, I mean, we talk while I'm at work on the phone because my job is partially driving, so I can hands-free. We talk the minute I get home. We get together. We start cooking and planning and running errands. And it's just go, go, go. I mean, by the end of it, Jenny and I are absolutely gassed. I would say it's probably a good month and a half
At least.
before we're even remotely back to a normal pace of feeling energized in life. It's very tiring, but we love it at the same time because, it gets us out of our little sit at home, we kind of chill.
And I'm an exhausting person. I mean, like, we've sat here today, and I've thrown off 3 or 4 ideas. Every time we're together, we're planning, we're talking, we're thinking about things, we're thinking about what we can do next. And I am the dreamer. They always say it. I'm always a dreamer. I'm always thinking big. I'm always thinking about what we can do. And they're always like, calm down. So I know after a month of dealing with me and being excited, especially right now with the bike and thinking about the stuff that we're going to do in the future, plans we're making, although we're actually making those plans now. But I know that when I'm gone, they have to sit down on the couch and they just have to.
We got 90 days.
90 days to recover from this, and then Tornado Jeff comes back.
But we love it, and and to be honest, I think that's what makes our friendship so great is the balance. Is like. It's weird because some people say opposites, are friends are opposites. I don't think so. I think like in our friendship, we're very similar in a lot of ways, but very different in other ways. Like our hobbies, our likes, things we're into, things we would like to try or do, very similar. Like we've been friends for so long, like we're starting to get to that kind of creepy place that you get with that isn't creepy when it's with your girl, where you can finish the person's thoughts or comments.
It's happened so much lately where we're talking about, so we really love feedback on our shows. We would love to hear from you guys, any feedback, anything that you have to say. We heard lots of feedback about the sound, and we try to do something to make it a little better. So we got the microphones, and now the sound's much better.
Yep.
So we listen to the feedback. We want to hear feedback, but every time we hear feedback, we talk about it. Sometimes it's feedback that works, and sometimes we talk about it and we're like, that just doesn't apply. But we've gotten to the point now where we're talking about plans, and we're talking about hopes, we're talking about the direction we want to take the show, everything that we want to do, and we're same thought. Same exact thought. In fact, there are times where I start saying something, like he said, and he finishes what I'm thinking.
I think that counterbalance is good because I think if we are both 100-mile-an-hour type thinkers, like he is always dreaming and planning and thinking and motivating and wanting to, hey, what do we do this? What do we do this? What do we went about this way? And I'm more of the voice of slow, steady, let's take it through. I'm also very artistic and very talented in that way. So I can see things that maybe he in his more rapid style of processing doesn't see it the way I see it. And and then we'll do something like, oh shit, that makes more sense. That's a better idea.
I mean, a perfect example is I thought of a shirt idea. I was like, I love this idea. I want to do this shirt. I love it. This is what I want to do. And he says, that doesn't really make sense. And I'm like, okay, let's see where we're going. And he told me his idea about the same shirt, but a different concept. And I'm like, damn, that perfectly executed thought. He thought I was salty about it. I think it was one of the best ideas he's had for a while. Loved it. So we're definitely going to be this year. Everything's starting to come together. We're cruising.
It's definitely So definitely stay tuned.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
have fun with us. Shoot us your comments. We want to get to know you guys too. Any of you out there watching, newcomers, people, family, friends, whoever you are, just any comments you want to share. We really dig that. We like to answer back. We like to see what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
And we definitely want this to be kind of a community kind of thing where everybody,
Oh, yeah.
where everybody's involved. It's not just a show you watch for a half hour once a week or once every other week or whatever.
All our
something
plans,
you can feel like I can sound off my opinions. I can make my comments and they'll give me legit feedback. I can ask them to hey, what have you guys are big into smoking. What do you think about smoking this? And we'll actually try it.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, let's look it up. Let's do this. So we're definitely receptive to that kind of feedback and kind of interaction.
And check our Facebook group out. We're going to be, all our plans in the future, every time we're going to have an event, we're planning events. We're planning rides, we're planning events, we're looking into some cool ideas. Everything's going to be on our Facebook group. We're going to talk to everybody through there. That's where we're going to get all our information.
Yeah, we are literally on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Now, just recently, Spotify. What is that called? Podcast section.
Yep.
The videos, and now, granted, a lot of the videos are the same videos you find on YouTube, but we found that some of our friends and some of the people that we know don't watch a lot of YouTube, but they watch a ton of Spotify.
And even so, the great thing about Spotify is you can play the podcast, which is video format, but you don't you close it down, like you minimize it, and you can still hear it.
Right, but you
it
can do
doesn't
that on
close.
YouTube too.
Well, it still keeps the window up. Once you turn the phone off, it cuts it off.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you pay for it. I don't pay.
Yeah, I pay for it, and you can literally turn the phone off. I can turn our show on while I'm driving to Tampa, turn the phone off, set it up on the dash, and listen to it through the sound system.
I'm not fancy like that. I'm cheap. It's funny. I'm cheap on that.
I don't like commercials.
I'm cheap on that, but I waste all kinds of money on other things.
Yes, you do.
Replacing an entire wardrobe right now. Oh, big news just happened after that dude is jamming. He's jamming. All right, so I've been complaining about it since last trip. It's been actually longer than that. It was about 8 months. Our air conditioning in our house is finally fixed.
Yes.
Finally fixed. I don't need to do a TikTok freaking
He is happy
campaign.
about it because he gets to sleep in coolness.
It is cold.
I am happy about it because I no longer have to hear about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's
it just sucks that we went out 2 days or a day or two before they finally decided to replace the whole AC. Because now, like you said, he's been dealing with it for 8 months.
Yeah,
They've been sending in these hacks to look at it. Nobody can figure out what's wrong with it. And so we literally just went to Home Depot.
Bought three portable air conditioners.
Is it just three? I thought
Three.
it was four. So
No, it's three.
3 portable AC units that you feed the tube out the window and
It barely took the edge off in the house too.
It did fine in the bedroom.
In the bedroom,
like in a
was
bedroom.
good. Yeah,
It's definitely they're only good in a confined box space. If it feeds into other rooms, it's not going to cool it off. But it just sucks that you had to spend all that money because those things are not cheap.
However,
now we have them. So
now we're gonna hopefully set them up in the studio, and we're gonna have some really cool. And we can hopefully smoke some stuff. Smoke some cigars during the day.
the cigars.
Here, man, finish this off.
Well, when he says studio, we're going to hopefully set it up in the area that you're looking at right now, which is technically
Our
my
smoking
garage,
lounge.
our smoking lounge, and set it up in here. See if we can't bring the temperature down because right now we have noise canceling on, but we have a fan running just to make it tolerable. It's probably about 80 degrees temperature. It might be a little warmer with the real feel, the humidity, but it is. The garage door's open. That's why you heard Tom go by with his radio blasted. And
You want me to send him a message to turn that shit down when he drives by?
the bugs are bad. I keep seeing
Our
producer over there making faces, and I'm thinking we're effing something up, and I think it's bugs.
It was either bugs or smoke. But you see, the thing about me is they don't touch me. They go after them. So I'm good. I'm fine with the bugs.
Yes.
I guess I'm a little too sour.
So tonight's show will be out here, but most shows we've been doing in the house. But every now and then we just are like, I just really want a cigar. That means I try to do that thing that smokers do and suffer.
Yeah.
And if we can
especially
keep it cool enough then I don't mind suffering. If I'm out here dripping sweat, then I'm just not going to smoke. It no longer has that.
It's not enjoyable at that point.
I always tell people are like, "Oh, what do you do this for?" I drink whiskey and I smoke cigars not because of someone to get jacked up drunk or because of any other reason other than it relaxes me. It's my personal way of enjoyment. And if it gets the temperature or the timing or anything gets to the point where I'm not enjoying it, I just don't want to do it.
There's no point in it.
I drink on occasion when he's not in the country, when he's back in Iraq. Jenny and I might have a drink, maybe 6 drinks the whole time he's gone or something, or maybe a little more. But we'll have a drink every now and then, you know. Sometimes she'll join me out in the garage. I'll smoke a cigar and we'll have a Corona, Rita, or whatever. But typically, I do most of my smoking and drinking when he's home. It's kind of just our peace and relaxation thing, and now we're just letting you guys watch us do it and talk.
Yeah, it's always funny. Like when people find out, it's like, oh yeah, you know, we have YouTube. We're doing this, we're doing that. Everyone's like, what's it about? It's like, it's exactly what we would be doing without the camera.
Yeah, it is totally, and that's why sometimes I think some people think our show sometimes seems a little low key. It's because we are kind of low key people. We're not overly over the top all the time. We like to joke, we like to do stuff, but there are a lot of times where we're just pretty mellow and we just carry on conversation. And we thought
it's just
maybe you guys would like to go along.
Exactly what we would be doing now. We'd be sipping on soda. We'd be smoking a cigar. We'd be having a whiskey. This is exactly what we would be doing if it wasn't for the camera.
Yep.
But
I agree. It is that time.
On that note, it's about time to close this one out. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Join us. Join us on Facebook. Join us. Let us know what you're thinking. Ask us questions. We're going to start including them in future episodes. We want to do another Q&A. We want to do a listener Q&A. So fill up the comments with questions.
And ring that bell.
All right. So on that note, peace out, everybody.
Until next time.